Now, just because you have a gimbal, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get smooth and professional looking footage. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take your smartphone videos from looking, quite frankly, boring and amateur to cinematic and professional. I'm going to show you the most common beginner mistakes, but very importantly, exactly how to fix them, literally saving you years of frustration. A big thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump straight in and start shooting some footage. Okay, here he is, look, he's back. It's Mr. Beginner. Let's see what mistakes he's going to make today, starting with wandering versus planned. Now, Mr. Beginner just hits record and starts moving, hoping he'll stumble upon something interesting. This leaves you with long, aimless clips that are mostly useless in the edit. The camera drifts, the framing is weak, and the shot has no purpose because it never had a destination. Now, a pro knows that every shot is a mini story, and they plan their exit before they even enter. Before they even move, they've already visualized the entire shot from start to finish. They know exactly what their final frame is going to be. For example, they could start low to the ground and then rise up to reveal their location. They've already decided where the camera will land and the framing at the end of the shot. This intentionality is what separates amateur footage from professional work. Every pan, tilt, and push is motivated by getting to that final perfectly composed frame. Okay, let's talk about ignoring versus using foreground. Now, another classic beginner mistake is ignoring foreground. Take this shot here, for example. If we track the camera from left to right, the gimbal keeps it steady, but with nothing between the camera and our focal point, the shot has no depth. It looks flat, almost like a 2D cutout sliding across the screen. There's no parallax or dimension to make the movement feel immersive. Now, the pro-level fix is to reveal the foreground. This simple adjustment adds instant cinematic depth. A pro will deliberately place objects between the camera and their focal point. As the camera moves from left to right, these foreground elements move at different speeds than the background. This creates a parallax, that beautiful sense of 3D space our eyes see naturally. The shot immediately feels more dynamic and immersive. You can even start a shot completely hidden by a foreground element and then slide out to reveal it, building anticipation and directing the viewer's focus, turning a boring tracking shot into something layered and professional. Okay, one format versus multi-platform. Now, here's a mistake that bites you in the edit, shooting everything horizontally. You get a full day of beautiful 16:9 footage, then realize you need a vertical cut for Instagram Reels or TikTok. So you try and crop in and suddenly the whole composition is fucked. Both sides of the frame have been chopped off and key parts of the composition are missing, and the shot just feels cramped and awkward. Look at the state of it, look. It is a classic case of not thinking about where your video will end up. Now, a pro avoids this trap by capturing platform-specific shots or framing with both in mind. It's a simple workflow change that prevents a massive headache. Many modern gimbals, like this one here, make it incredibly easy to switch between horizontal and vertical with one click of a button. This is the Insta360 Flow 2 Pro, by the way. I will link it below. Now, a pro will shoot key scenes in both formats. They'll get that nice wide cinematic shot for their full-length YouTube video, then immediately flip to vertical and reframe for social media. And if they're short on time, they'll intentionally shoot wider than necessary, leaving extra room and space for cropping in the edit. If you want to learn more about smartphone filmmaking, by the way, and quickly level up your videos, then I've got a 2-hour mini-masterclass that walks you through the whole process, from shooting cinematic B-roll to adding music and sound effects, step by step. Couldn't be easier. I will link it below. Okay, layering motion inside motion. Okay, here he is again, look, Mr. Beginner. Assuming that for a shot to be dynamic, all the camera has to do is be in consistent motion. He's panning, he's walking and tracking, relying on the gimbal to do all of the heavy lifting. But if the environment you're filming is static, then the shot can still feel flat. It's smooth-ish, sure, but it feels lifeless. There's only one layer of action, and it gets boring really fast. Now, a pro knows that the most cinematic shots layer motion within motion. They actively look for movement that already exists in the scene and compose their shot to include it. Think cars driving by in the foreground, some steam coming out the top of a building. Now, a pro uses these elements to breathe life into the frame. They might do a push forward as vehicles pass through the frame. They might push forward as people walk through the streets. This technique creates rich, dynamic footage with movement in the foreground, midground, and background. It makes the world inside your frame feel alive. Sprinting versus gliding. Here he is again, look, Mr. Beginner making another classic beginner mistake, the sprint shot. He hits record and suddenly he's speed walking like he's late for a dentist appointment. The gimbal's doing everything it can to keep the shot alive, but the whole thing just feels rushed, twitchy, and completely void of mood. It's kind of technically smooth, I guess, but it looks like a POV of someone being chased. Now, a pro takes that same movement and cuts the pace in half instantly. The shot feels confident and cinematic. Slower movement lets the viewer actually absorb the environment, the textures, the depth, the atmosphere. Everything feels intentional instead of chaotic. It's calm, controlled, and it gives the location space to breathe. Okay, one of my favorites, smart transitions. Now, beginners tend to shoot in isolated clips. A shot of a church, maybe a hard cut of some buildings, a clip that pans left, then a jarring cut that pans right. The final video just feels choppy and disconnected because there's no visual thread tying the shots together. It feels more like a collection of random moments than a flowing sequence. Now, a professional thinks in sequences and uses smart movement transitions. They guide the viewer seamlessly from one shot to the next. Now, the trick is to create invisible edits by matching the camera's motion between two different clips. For example, this shot here pushing forward and tilting up towards this building and archway. If we now move to a completely new location and capture another shot carrying on that same motion as shot number one, when we cut these two clips together, the movement is so fluid that the cut becomes almost seamless. Now, another pro technique here is the object wipe. You can end shot number one by moving the camera behind a foreground element until the frame goes black. Then start your next shot by moving out from behind a different element in a totally different location. The continuous movement carries the viewer's eye, making the cut feel natural and slick. Break slam versus cinematic settle. Watch how Mr. Beginner ends his shot. He's walking, and then stops dead. The gimbal lurches forward, the frame wobbles, and the final second of the clip is completely unusable. It's like slamming the brakes on in a car. Now, a pro finishes with a soft landing. The movement gently eases to a halt. The final frame settles naturally, and the shot feels polished from start to finish. The ending looks slick, smooth, and deliberate. Forward versus tilt reveals. Okay, here he is, look, Mr. Beginner. He's just walking around this location, pointing the camera straight forward. Every shot looks the same. Forward, forward, forward. It's like he's filming a guided tour that no one asked for. This repetition gets boring pretty quick. Now, a pro thinks differently. Instead of showing everything at once, they reveal it. Take this shot here, for example. The camera starts by pointing up, and as we push forward, we tilt down to reveal this location. This creates intrigue, interest, and curiosity. Or this shot here, only this time the camera starts pointing down, and as we push forward, it tilts up. That tiny moment of mystery pulls the viewer in. So once you swap those beginner habits for these pro techniques, your footage will instantly look cleaner, smoother, and far more purposeful. But filming is only half the battle. You can have the best clips in the world, but if the edit isn't working, everything's gonna fall apart. So if you want to learn how to take all of these clips and turn them into a cinematic sequence with music, color grading, and sound effects, be sure to check out this video here. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.